Hello lovely stitchy friends, I'm Kat and I'm delighted you could stop by my channel Catkin and Lily where we talk all things cross stitch. I'm here today to share all my stitchy updates for the last couple of weeks since we last chatted. It's FLOSSTUBE episode number 43. As I'm recording this it's the 11th of March, but unless you're in my Patreon membership and watching this on early access it will be at least the 13th of March by the time you see this. And don't even get me started on how it's March already. I have lots of lovely stitchy updates for you. I have, can you believe it, brace yourself for this, I have 3 finishes. 3 finishes. Well, I think we all hoped they were coming, and yes, finally, 3 finishes. No new starts, but quite a few planned starts. In fact, again, by the time you see this, there will have been another new start. There just isn't at the time of recording. So we have, so much fun to look forward to. Little bit of new stash, lots of plans, bit of AOB, all the good stitchy stuff. So if this is your first time finding my videos, then welcome. Hope you'll enjoy seeing everything that I've got going on. And yeah, it's a little bit of an unusual one because I don't normally have this many finishes and have no new starts. You've joined at a bit of an odd time, but I hope you'll enjoy it. And for my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back to spend some more time with me. Right, start with the finishes, as we always do. Now, I'll start with the first one, and then there's a teeny hitch with the second one, but let's start with, I'm starting these in order of when I finish them. So I will put up for you the info panels. So on the side of me here, there'll be panels with all the details. So I will put the panels up for you so you can see all the details of the fabric that I used and all that good stuff. And then I'll put up where I was last time. So the first finish I have is Frosty Tiny Town by Heart in Hand. So I started this one on the 8th of December. And in fact, I need my, no, I don't need my phone. I was going to say, I haven't been very good with writing my finish dates. I have actually got them on. I have little project record cards that I write on here. So 8th of December 2024, and I finished it on the 9th of March 2025. So yes, I only finished this a couple of days ago. I actually finished the stitching. You'll see where I was last time. I'd finished the stitching actually a few days prior to that, but it had a couple of buttons. So let's get the board, see if it'll fit on this one. And I'll show you. It has been washed and pressed for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, I think it's just going to fit on here. So here it is, all finished. How lovely does that look? It's so cute, so cute. And you'll see there are 4 little buttons on there. So I don't know if you can see. I'm not going to be able to hold this now and show you where the buttons are, but you can probably see them. I think there's one over this there. There's one over here at this end. 2 little white buttons and 2 little aqua buttons. Let's see if I can bring this in. There you go. You can see all the cute detail. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm glad I've got it finished. Now we're into March and I don't really want to be stitching wintry projects anymore. So I don't quite know when I'll actually FFO this, so fully finished object. I don't know, because I might try and get it done before I then put it away, ready to bring out later in the year. And I don't know what I'll do, probably some kind of papercraft finish so I can use that long, thin style. Now the only thing, if you have seen some of my earlier videos, you'll know I was struggling a little bit. Some of the colours look really different than what's on the cover photo, the model stitch. And in particular, I was having trouble with this house here, with the blue, particularly at the top section where it meets the brown, well, it's not brown, it's sort of brownish black, looking really similar. I was really worried that there wasn't enough distinction between those 2 colours. So I did actually, I unpicked the top half of this house. I unpicked just the top half of the blue and restitched it using the same thread, but because it's variegated, I picked out the lighter section. So it's now the slightly lighter blue of that thread at the top where it meets the dark blackish brown colour, and the distinction is much better. It was the most annoying frogging ever. It was so, it was just so fiddly. It didn't want to come out easily. But I'm really happy I did it because I do think it looks much better. So that is finish number 1. Now, finish number 2. Finish number 3 is here and is all good. Finish number 2 was the Little Owl Patchwork SAL by the Historical Sampler Company. So I started this one on the SAL start date of the 1st of January. And I've got my project card here, which I haven't actually filled in, so I'm going to check my phone instead. And I finished it on the 28th of February 2025. So I finished this one, so it took me 2 months to do. I kept up fairly well with the SAL. You'll see the picture up there. And I'll put up where I was last time you saw this. And I just had that bottom corner left to go. Well, I finished it. And I finished it on the Friday, the 28th, just before I went up to my parents for the weekend and went to the framer. So I washed it and pressed it and took it up to the framer. And I forgot to take a picture. And it's at the framer. So I can't show you. So I have no proof of this finish. For now, I'm afraid it is Schrodinger's finish for you because you don't actually know if I finished it or not. I have finished it. And very excitingly, the next time you do see it as a finish will also be an FFO because it will be framed. So I don't know when that will be. Anyway, so finish number 2 will be here at some point. So let's move on to finish number 3. And I don't think I've ever said those words before. Let's move on to finish number 3. I probably won't ever say it ever again. But this one, more Historical Sampler Company, but the Cotton and Twine subscription box. This was the January 2025 box. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely one of my favourite ones. I love all of their designs, but this has been definitely one of my absolute favourites. Designed by the lovely Emma Congdon, and I adore her typography. So that and the bright colours, just absolutely stunning. So this one I've got another card here with absolutely no dates on it. So we will check the phone again for this one. Started it on the 25th of January 2025, finished on the 9th of March 2025. Can you tell I was having a bit of a roll on the 9th of March? I finished off that Frosty Tiny Town and sewed the buttons on, and then I also finished this one. Obviously just had a real kind of real finishing vibe that day. So anyway, I'll show you where I was last time because I still had quite a little bit to do. But yeah, it's one of those ones. It was so lovely to stitch. Once I got that finish line in sight, I didn't want to put it down. And just look at that. Just wow. And it's, in some respects, it's so simple because there's barely any backstitch. But the colours, the typography, just everything about that, the entire design of that is just stunning. It was so gorgeous to work on. Now, it hasn't quite made it to be a FFO. Now, I will say, that is the margin at the top. You can see there's really not a lot. It looks like I've got more at the bottom here, but that's because there is also the selvage on there, which I didn't count so I didn't include that when I was centering my design. That is enough to get it in a hoop. The hoop that came with it. In fact, it came with this hoop, and even though I haven't quite wrangled it in there yet, you'll see it will fit in there. In fact, it fits so beautifully. It's beautifully judged to fit in there. It's going to look amazing. So hopefully I can get that one into the hoop soon. Maybe I can get it behind me onto my shelves for next time round. That would be, that will be the aim in 2 weeks' time, to see if I can get it up there as well. So that's 3 finishes. Well, I don't know about you, I'm reeling in shock from 3 finishes. I'm sure you probably are as well. So that's clearing the way for some new starts, which obviously I will be chatting about in a little bit. And that actually, it brings me down to 16 WIPs. 16. It's not staying there for long, but I'm going to enjoy being at 16 for the moment. And talking of WIPs, shall we get into it? I think I've got 7 for you today. So let's move that hoop. Just go. That's on the floor now. Right. Still a few that are missing. The beading is still somewhat AWOL, but we won't talk about that. Now I've got a fun one to start with, actually. We've got a fun start and end to the WIPs today, actually, because the end one is the huge new project, which is very exciting. And the first one is one that you haven't seen for a while. I did say that I was potentially getting this back out again. And it is 4 Seasons Spring by Bothy Threads. So it's a Derwent water design sold by Bothy Threads. It's absolutely lovely. And last seen, let me see, I started it 21st of March 2024, so coming up on a year ago, but I only stitched on it mostly in that bit of March, April, tiny bit into summer. You last saw this mid-June 2024. And then it just didn't feel seasonal. I popped it away. I brought it back out for my WIP Go Call of flowers. And yeah, well, here's where it was when you did last see it. And here we are now. So I think you'll see I've done quite a decent amount, actually. So all over in this side here, in fact, you can see, apologies, dangly threads. But yeah, definitely come on a decent bit. That feels like I've done quite a good chunk there as well. So the plan is to work on this. I'm sort of veering into WIP Go calls, but hey, while we're on this, the plan was to work on this one. Well, I'd like to get it finished this spring. So I guess I would like it finished by, I don't know, end of May would be nice. Yeah, I think end of May. So I'm working on it this month for, I've said 5 days or sessions. It doesn't have to be the entire day. If I've spent, an hour or 2 on it, then that's fine. And I've done about 3 sessions on it so far. So this one will be coming out fairly regularly now. I don't think it's going to have a dedicated sort of day or slot, but I will try and pop it in to keep pushing that one forwards. It's really pretty. I really like how, I don't know how well it comes across, but I really like the fact there's a lot of half stitch in here. A lot of the background is half stitch, and then the flowers are full cross. So it just really makes it pop, that dimension in there. It's really lovely. And it makes it go a little bit faster because half stitches. So yeah, that's really good. So that's the first WIP. Now, I think all the other ones are ones that you have seen fairly recently, but I don't think that's disappointing. These are just ones that I'm really just enjoying working on at the moment. So next up, we have the only fancy lady today. I've often had a couple, but today we just have one. We have Gaia, the Earth Goddess. And in fact, oh God, she's getting so huge, I am struggling to put her on the board now. But I think she's only had, I'm going to say, a couple of hours work on this. So, and it was quite easy block stitching. So there is progress to see. So I will show her, but it's not tons. So you've got your picture up there where she was. I'll bring her back here and you'll see I've carried on working on this section here. So there she is in her full glory, and then this is the bit I've been working on, just working on this cape section and up here. Oh, and I think actually I say that, but I think I might have filled in the metallic since the last time you saw it. Yeah, I think actually that metallic might also have been filled in. I don't remember, but I think it is. And then I'm up to, this will be her lovely sash or belt up here. There's a lot of metallic in there, so that's going to be lovely. So yeah, she's as always looking amazing. As I not had the most, and in fact, although I'm still really drawn to her. She's one of my favourite WIPs, but it's got very weird the last couple of weeks with what I've been picking up and working on. You know me, my plans are just very flexible. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how much love she's going to get. I have got some other bits I need to be working on as well. So we will see whether she's back here in a couple of weeks' time. The next WIP I have for you is the Deadly Aquarium SAL by Lola Crow. SAL that's long finished, done and dusted. There's a new one coming soon. I will be coming back to that later. But for now, I'm still working on the Deadly Aquarium, which I started on the 17th of May, because I haven't got up to a year of stitching on this yet. But actually, I hope it doesn't quite take me that long, to be honest. Now, yeah, this one's been a bit of a weird one as well, because it's my football project. I apologise, I'm trying to wrangle this. I have another dangly thread. Actually, I think I have a few this week. So this one's been my football project that I stitched when the Liverpool football games are on, but for various reasons, it hasn't had all of the time during the football matches over the last couple of weeks. So I did play a little tiny bit of catch up last night, just to do a little bit more, because honestly, you'll see there isn't the most amount done since last time. So here is where we're up to, and I have almost finished the sign. We'll come back to that one because I know it's looking a little bit odd in a minute, but what I've done mostly was the sign, and then I've just managed to get down to the bottom here to do some of these little shells and start on the rocks. So this is the don't touch pool that's down here. So that's where I'm working on at the moment. Now, the sign. Yes, it's looking very weird because I couldn't decide whether I was using one strand or two strands for the text. It's called for 2 strands, but I thought it looked a little bit heavy. So I did the top section in 1 strand and then ran out, which is why it says the Eadly Aquarium, not the Deadly Aquarium. So I'm hoping that I actually might, sometimes when I see it on camera, it decides me. Or if you have an opinion, let me know what you think. Actually, looking at it in daylight now, because I was previously looking at it, I think it was in the evenings, and it's not the best time to look at it. I'm quite tempted to go 1 strand. Anyway, let me know what you think. If I could do 1.5, that would be perfect. But clearly that's not an option. So, football tonight, so definitely going to be cracking on with that, and I may even put it in for some extra slots. I really, really want to get this one done and dusted now as well. Next we have, we have another stitch along. We have back-to-back stitch alongs, the Arctic Animals stitch along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this one, well, this one has part 10 is out. Yeah, part 10 came out and 11 is due out on Thursday. So again, depending on when you're watching this, it's either out or will be out very, very soon. So the last part we had up there that I was working on was the absolutely adorable narwhal. Now the narwhal was one of the sneak peeks way before the SAL even started. The narwhal was one of the sneak peeks and one of the things that I was like, oh, it's so cute, I want to stitch that. So really excited to finally have the narwhal to stitch. So let's see, you'll see where I was. Let's see what it's looking like. Well, look very, very closely now. Can you see the narwhal? Maybe? No? No. There's no narwhal. there is a nice gap where the narwhal should be. And I've been doing really well keeping up, and I'm really sad I haven't got the narwhal finished yet. Although, as you know, I'm filming this on Tuesday and the part comes out on Thursday, so I've still got 2 days to try and get that narwhal done. Again, not that it's a huge problem, but the reason I haven't is I was thinking it's quite a small part, that narwhal. That won't take me that long to stitch. I can leave that for a bit. I can do some other stuff. You'll see the other stuff. And then I looked at the narwhal part properly, and I realised that it wasn't just the narwhal. It was actually, the narwhal part had all of this border down this side. The entirety of that wibbly border, and loads of water underneath here. So I've done all of that border and started on the water, but that's as far as I got. It's surprising how much time that border took. It's crazy. It's nice, easy stitching, but yeah, there's actually just quite a lot of stitches in it. So between that and the water, the narwhal is still not made an appearance. So I think, in fact, actually I slotted this in for today to work on, to try and catch up on that. So we'll see. I've got the water to finish, and then maybe I can make a start on the actual narwhal. And then the last part will be out. And then if I can get that, if I wriggle on with that one, then it'll be another finish, won't it? Very exciting. Next we have The Mermaid's Realm by Joan Elliott. Now this one has, for March, been my sort of daily stitch. Not on the days when I go into work, but on the other days, this has been my kind of morning stitch, pick it up, do two threads, maybe three. Three more on sort of, some days. And that's keeping it just ticking along, because this is a great project to pick up and just do 2 threads because it's all the same colour. And it is really ticking it along nicely. Although there's something annoying me now, which I will point out. But let's see, this is where we're up to. And it's looking great. It did actually get some extra, while I was up at my mum and dad's, some extra stitching as well. And look at this, all these scrolly waves look so good. I've got, look at this guy, I have a snail. He's so cute. And this is the bit that's annoying me. Where is it? I've realised, look at this guy. He's just missing the very tip of his tail there that I haven't got back to stitching yet. Ugh. Now I've seen that, I'm just going to have to do that and try and fill that in. But otherwise it's looking amazing. And obviously these gaps here and here on this side, that's there are seahorses in there. So those are the gaps I'm leaving that I will potentially fill in some different coloured thread. But I want to get much further through before I decide on any of that. And what I'm very excited by on this one is that over here, the next section up here is the numbers section. I don't know why I'm excited to get to that. I would say numbers aren't that exciting. Actually, some people do find numbers exciting. I think lovely husband Dr. Tim would argue that numbers are really quite exciting. My dad certainly would. But I don't know, I'm just excited to stitch it. Maybe because it's a bit of a different vibe, and because then there's a little bit of backstitch that goes in some sparkly Krynic, I think was called for, but I mean probably using Petite Treasure braid. Still deciding on colour, although while I was at mum and dad's, mum, as you know, is my cross stitch consultant, so we've talked about the different colours, the options that I had. So I think we've decided which one I'm going to use, but I want to get into that and maybe get some of that backstitch, and I think that'll just be another little detail to add it'll just be really fun. So I want to get to those numbers. More SALs for the next one. The Stitchers Book Club SAL. You can tell I just can't resist a SAL, can I? I'm just the worst. I'm so easily enabled certainly on SALs. It's ridiculous. But this one, I mean, it's so cute. Did I say it's the Stitchers Book Club by Clouds Factory? I think I said that and now I have no clue. Well, it is. And I started this on the 9th of February, so I was a little bit late jumping in, and you'll see from the picture we've now had, there were 4 authors out, four sections, that's 3 parts. There were 2 in the first part and then a couple more. So we had part 3 came out on the 1st of March. So I'm playing catch up still and loving it. So last time I think I was still working on the Tolkien section. Or I might have finished it, I don't know. But I've started in on the next section anyway. So the Mary Shelley section. These books are just gorgeous. I'm really enjoying stitching the books. Look at that little Frankenstein's monster. Too cute. And then Headless Mary Shelley. Sorry, Mary Shelley. I will get her head done. I could have done it. I just sort of, I know it seems really silly, but I wanted to get over to the book. So I abandoned her and her head and wanted to stitch some of this. There's no excuse, but so I think my plan is just to try and keep getting myself ahead. At some point I'll try and get sort of a bit more caught up with this, but for now, just picking it up as and when and enjoying it. And my final WIP is Dragon Race Into the Night. This is the one I'm going to get really excited about for, well, possibly forever. But my new huge full coverage. This is probably, she says, look, I mean, you can see I'm getting the bed sheet out. This is probably the reason that things went a little askew with some of my other WIP stitching, because this one was calling to me. A new project often does, and I just really wanted to see some good progress on here. So you'll see where it was last time. I don't think I'd even done quite 1,000 stitches actually at that point. And I don't know if I can hold this up on here. This, I'll put it over this side so you can see against the panel. That's where we've got to. Yes, that is a lot more to see. You can see I've started in on the dark section that's the tree. So loads more. That is 3,452 stitches. So a lot more than last time. It's still only 0.64%. Yeah, the percentage is going to go up so slowly on this. I'm going to be so excited when I even hit just 1%, which is over 5,000 stitches. I'm not surprised I haven't got there yet. Yeah, really exciting. Now that one is going to, I'm trying, having kind of, I kept picking it up and have stitched quite a lot on it over the last couple of weeks. It's mostly going to be on my Wednesday slot, because that's my actual proper day off where I don't do any Catkin and Lily stitchy stuff. I don't go to work in the hospital. It's the day for lovely husband Dr. Tim and I just to kind of chill. So that's my day I'm going to work on Dragon Race. Unless I can't resist to pick it up at other times. I can't promise I won't do that because it's too good. It's too good. There won't be any dragons for a while. Let's just say it's going to be a lot of sky and tree. So stick with me on that one. Right, that is the WIPs. New stash. I thought I'd only got a tiny little bit of new stash, but actually I then realised I had another thing as well. So the new stash I did know I had was more cottage garden threads. Again, no reason for these. I'm just building my collection of amazing threads, and I mean, look at these. They were just too pretty. In fact, actually, I think this one, Victor, that was one I've had before and I just liked, so I got another one. And then the others were really they were just colours that called to me. I got Sunbeam, which is beautiful, springy yellow. I have Azure, which is gorgeous blue. Aurora, which is a sort of dusty pink, so pretty. I have Murray Pine, really love that one. And actually I think my favourite is this one, Sizzler. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. So they're going in my collection to just to look at and enjoy and maybe use one day. Who knows? The reason I ordered them was because if you remember my Frosty Tiny Town, I had run out of the snowball thread. I can't remember which fancy floss it was, which manufacturer, but I'd run out. I needed to order a snowball thread, and ordering one snowball thread, I know I always say stash can't travel alone. One thread would have been ridiculous. So I bought those other ones so it could have friends on its way to me. Just a little bit of company for it. Little bit of company, she says, buying 6 more threads to go with the one that I actually needed. There we go. So I ordered those, just to say, from Talking Dog Stitchery, which is a fabulous online shop here in the UK. Absolutely highly recommend. If you've never seen Talking Dog Stitchery, go and check it out. Rachel, who runs it, is absolutely delightful. And as a bonus, if you place an order more than £10 and use my code CATKIN5, you can get 5% off. Why wouldn't you? Right. Oh, the other thing then that I had sort of forgotten that I'd got and then remembered is the Cotton and Twine box, the subscription box for March. Now I've got the box here. Ooh, I should have really taken these out because it's getting a bit rustly. But we will bear with, because this is the March box and we have a new designer for this box. This is Yasmin from Yasmin's Made with Love. Just look, all the little critters, the little bear in there. So that's the March design. That will be available to purchase up until the 25th of March, and that's when the boxes will get shipped out. We've got the gorgeous, with that, there are the beautiful, that's a beautiful thread palette and fabric to go with it. Absolutely gorgeous. And then you get your finishing supplies in there as well. So you've got some really lovely trim there as well, and fabric, so you can make that into a little pillow finish. And then there are, to go with it, some little jelly bears, which look very tasty. Oh, now this one, I think this is a very exciting bit. Look at this. That's the needle minder that goes with this. Honestly, I think it's worth it just for that. I adore that needle minder. That is so gorgeous. And of course, a tea bag, which will go to lovely husband Dr. Tim. So, now much as I love that one, I am not sure I'm not sure I have enough time to stitch it. I am struggling really. So, that one, I think, if you're keen, I think that one might well pop up as a giveaway on my Instagram. Because apparently I've got quite a few followers over there and I haven't really celebrated that. So, yeah. Go and follow me over on Instagram if you're not already, because I think some of those contents, some of those bits and pieces might well pop up over there as a giveaway. So that's my new stash. What do we have now? We have plans. Of course we do. Right, plans. Well, I've talked about WIP Go a little bit for March. You've already heard about one of my WIP Go goals was flowers. So that's the 4 Seasons Spring. So I'll be working on that one. The second WIP Go call was Fancy Lady, which was a call in either January or February as well, but came out again. It was on there twice on my board. And that one I'm hoping to finish the back stitch on the Sorceress. And you'll notice the Sorceress has been conspicuously absent, which means I haven't done anything on that. So, oops, pull my finger out. That does mean, in order to meet that WIP Go goal, in 2 weeks' time, you are going to see the Sorceress with a lot of backstitch done. Yeah, there's a challenge for me. Other than that, carry on with Mermaid's Realm as the breakfast stitch, the Deadly Aquarium as the football stitch, Fancy Lady Friday, well, that will be focusing on the Sorceress, possibly Gaia. I have a feeling I won't actually get to her again. And SAL Sunday, Arctic Animals and the Stitchers Book Club. Planned new starts. So, having had actually no new starts, I have lots of plans. I have 3 planned new starts. So now my 3 finishes early is looking slightly less good, isn't it? Because that was 3 out and it's going to be 3 in. So I haven't actually really, I haven't really got anywhere with that. But it's fine because a couple of the new starts are pretty small, which is what I wanted at the moment, is just to add in some small projects. Apologies if you could hear my zip there because I have got this in a really cute, look at this little bee bag. I'm going to show you, this is my project bag for one of my planned new starts. And yeah, it's such a cute little project bag. Now, I don't always bring my project bags to show you, but this one is, I think I probably showed you when I bought it. Really, really cute, from Turtle Bay Textiles. Love that little bag, and I had to pick it because, of course, the project. Well, actually, I'll put the. I've got the card, but I'll put the info panel because it's got all the details of the fabric for that as well. And here we are. If I can actually manage this, we have the fabric and threads. So I will show you because I just think they look so gorgeous together. Look at this. Can you see? I'm trying to do it so you can see those lovely yellow colours. Look at that. And this will be my first stitching on Swan Bay Fabrics linen, and I can't wait because it's gorgeous. It's not you can see it's not a big piece of fabric, is it? So, and 36 count, which I don't often use. So actually I'm going to have a play and see if I want to do 1 strand or 2. So to be decided. So that is new start number 1, and that will be started on the 12th of March. So again, I'm starting this, for me, I'm starting it tomorrow. I might have started it by the time you are watching this. And that is a start for Cross Stitch Jess's birthday SAL. She's invited us to stitch on something meta cross stitch. So cross stitch about cross stitch. So perfectly fits the bill. Great excuse for a new start. So I'm in on that one. And the next one, and again, I'm doing zips. I never do zips. I normally get all my stuff out ready. But actually it is appropriate as well because my project bag for this one is made by Cross Stitch Jess. So I could have put that, no, I could have put the one for Cross Stitch Jess's birthday in the bag for Cross Stitch Jess, but that one suited the bee bag, and this one I thought suited the next one, which again, I'll put the panel up, is the Spring Quaker that I have been talking about for a little bit. And again, I think I've shown you these before anyway, but I'll show you again because it's very lovely. I've not cut the piece of fabric to size for this one. This is what we're using, Swan Bay Fabrics. It's the same colour as the bee one, but in 40 count. So I do need to cut the piece of fabric for this. I worked out how small this is going to be because I'm doing on 40 count. It's only going to be just about 10 centimetres. It's only this size. It's going to be so small. So small, so cute. And this is the one that we are stitching in my Patreon membership. It's a lot. We found it's really fun to have something that a few of us are stitching all at the same time. So I've broken the pattern up into 5 parts. So we do 1 part every week. So they're quite small parts. And I'm really excited to see everyone else stitching that as well. And yeah, as always, if you want to come and be a part of the Patreon membership, I would love to have you over there. You've still got time to come and join Spring Quaker because we are starting on the 20th of March. I can't wait to see what everyone else uses for fabric and threads, and I can't wait to get started on it. It will be a whole new thing for me of stitching on 40 count. So yay, very exciting, and I hope my eyes can cope. And the third planned new start is for the 31st of March, so right at the end of March, and is the historical sampler company, The Secret Garden Stitch Along. So yes, I fell very hard for this one again. And again, was very lucky that the Historical Sampler Company are gifting me the SAL kit and the gift box. I don't have them here yet. I'm sure I will by the time I come to you in 2 weeks' time. I will have the actual contents of the box. The gift box is sadly sold out, but you can get some of the bits separately. I'm really looking forward to the scissors. Really, really pretty scissors. Can't wait. I'll put a picture in of the scissors because you can never have too many, and pretty lilac colour, the little heart-shaped ones. Oh, and they're really nice scissors, really lovely. So yes, very excited for scissors. And of course for the rest of the SAL as well. They've released a few sneak peeks, so I will put those up for you. The thread palette, so gorgeous. Beautiful summery colours. It's going to be amazing. Birdhouses, there's a cute squirrel, lots of flowers. It looks absolutely delightful. So I'm very excited for that to start because I clearly don't have enough SALs going on right now. Absolutely ridiculous. Talking of SALs, I did mention the new Lola Crow SAL. Oh my goodness. It's been announced as Extraordinary Birds. I am trying not to look. My Patreon Stitchy friends are being very naughty. They are not helping at all and encouraging / enabling me to join it. Actually, it's not their fault. I'm just enabling myself. I really can't blame anyone else for this. Yeah, I'm not going to talk any more about it because I really need to stop looking at it. Come back in 2 weeks and find out if I have avoided falling down the Extraordinary Birds SAL rabbit hole. That's a weird sentence. Right, we need to get to AOB, and I need to wrap this up. AOB, really, the only thing was that I had a week off, which was absolutely gorgeous. The weather was, well, I mean, I won't say perfect. It could have been warmer. It was quite chilly, but it was beautiful blue skies. So I had a delightful weekend with my parents, had that trip to the framer. I took 8 pieces to the framer. Oh my goodness. My bank balance might not be so happy, but I will be when I get all those back. So something to look forward to. Then lovely husband Dr. Tim and I had a few days away in Stratford-upon-Avon, which was so nice. Really lovely hotel, lovely to walk around. We just did lots of walking around outside. We didn't go in a lot of the buildings, all the sort of historical stuff, because it was too nice. So we just spent most of the time outside walking around, and it was lovely. And the weekend at the end of our week off, we were visiting lovely husband Dr. Tim's sister and family. And again, it was so nice. We walked to the pub, sat in the pub garden, had a few pints of beer, had my stitching. Just, yeah, my first outdoor stitching. Obviously, I don't take like my super big fancy projects with me for outdoor stitching, but yeah, just a small project. Oh, so nice. Absolutely. I don't think it gets much better than that. So yeah, that all felt really, really nice and relaxing and recharging. And then I came home on that Saturday and we had a live Q&A session in Patreon, which was amazing. So many good questions, so many giggles, so much fun. I can't say thank you enough to my Patreon members for supporting everything that I do on the channel here, supporting me over on Patreon to be able to do more of everything, to be able to share more with you all. The support is incredible and I'm very grateful for that. And final little bit of AOB is I am designing some sheep. I can't remember if I've shown you the colour palette because I get confused now because I show things in Patreon and then I don't know what I've shown here. But pastel rainbow sheep, they will be on the way soon. I'm having a lot of fun stitching those. No sneak peeks yet, but watch out on Instagram. I might have some sneak peeks. And that brings me to the end of my cross stitch updates and all my waffling. I hope you've enjoyed seeing everything. I hope you've got some of your own stitching done while you've been listening to me. I will be back, of course, in 2 weeks' time with another update with new starts. There will definitely be new starts. I'm not sure there'll be any finishes, but we can but hope. And of course, watch out for tip and tutorial videos in between, all that good stuff. Potentially more to come on full coverage, like to get to a stitch with me, all the things. If you've enjoyed all of this cross-stitch nonsense, then do leave me a comment to let me know. And of course, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single stitch. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye for now.